And thanks for being with us. The Sri Lankan government has rejected claims by the Tamil Tiger rebels that they didn't assassinate the country's foreign minister. Laksman Kadiragaman was shot at his home in the capital Colombo on Friday. He was a vocal critic of the Tigers and managed to get the group banned in several countries. The government has described the shooting as a serious setback for Sri Lanka's peace process. The BBC's Nick Bryant reports from Colombo.
This is the kind of security operation the people of Colombo hoped they'd seen the last of. After 2 decades of civil war, Sri Lanka has witnessed 3 years of fractious peace. But as the government declared a state of emergency and troops and police mounted a massive manhunt, its stalled talks process was plunged into deep crisis. Friday night's killing was aimed at the highest ranks of government and against its most heavily protected minister. Police believe 1 or 2 snipers carried out the assassination, targeting the foreign minister in his private residence and hitting him in the head and chest. A member of the Tamil minority himself, Laksman Kadiragaman led Sri Lanka's diplomatic offensive to outlaw the Tamil Tigers around the world. That made him one of the rebels' main targets. As his body was returned to his official residence, the Tamil Tigers strongly denied any involvement in the killing. But security chiefs claim only the Tigers had the motive and the means to carry it out. This country is reeling still from the Asian tsunami. Now it's confronting a political crisis brought on in part by its response to that disaster.
It was hoped the tsunami could bring the two sides closer together, but it's driven them further apart. And an ongoing row about how to distribute aid seems to have spilled over into political violence.
This evening people responded well to the President's appeal for calm. Few expect a return to full-scale civil war, but the ceasefire agreement is under enormous pressure. Nick Bryant, BBC News, Colombo.
And with me now in the studio is Douglas Wickramaratne. He's president of the Sinhala Association here in the UK. Welcome to BBC News.
Thank you.
Do you think the peace process is in danger now then?
Yes, it is, because I think right the way through there have been tremendous opposition to the peace process, in the sense that people feel, the majority of the people in the south and even among the Tamils, they feel that the Tamils also have been abandoned to the LTTE, because according to this particular agreement, the LTT are supposed to be the sole representatives of the Tamils. Now they have been, since the signing of that agreement, they have massacred about 350 Tamils who opposed them, and all the leading Tamil intellectuals have been wiped out by them. And so there is growing anger among the people that this agreement that was drafted by Norway is a completely one-sided agreement, and it is giving recognition to a terrorist organization where they have not been asked to surrender weapons, nothing of the sort. They're sole representatives of the Tamils, they're not surrendering weapons, but all the other armed groups that were against the LTT have been disarmed, and they are at the mercy of the LTT, because they are the victims of all the killings.
But why would the Tamils do this at this stage? Because they have actually been getting close into these talks now, and then, as we've heard in the report after the tsunami, with the money going up into the northeast area, it's not in their interest now, surely, is it?
Oh no, you see, right the way through, where they have been killing people, like, I know they have not claimed any responsibility, but over the years they have never claimed any responsibility for their killing. Now even when the ex-Prime Minister of India, Rajiv Gandhi, was killed, they didn't accept responsibility, but finally they were charged, convicted, and in fact they are now, some of them have been sentenced to death in India, and there is an open warrant from the Indian government for the arrest of Prabhakaran.
So you really think the Tamils are behind this? It couldn't be any other grouping?
Oh no, you see, now we had the London suicide bombing, tragic thing, on the 7th of July. But whereas on the 5th of July, Prabhakaran, the LTT leader, was paying homage to 285 suicide bombers, or as he called them, suicide martyrs. Now, of those 285, that is one of the highest in the world, because they are the people who introduced suicide bombing to the world. And out of those 285 suicide bombers that have perished, there's no instance where they have acknowledged that those people carried out this bombing on behalf of the LTTE. It's only after years after the death anniversary that they're being paid homage. So we are quite used to these tricks of the LTTE.
Douglas Wickramaratne, many thanks indeed for coming in and your views.
Thank you very much.